Hey there, lovely. Welcome to the Radiantly Dressed podcast. Do you want to feel beautiful and confident and look put together in your clothes? Do you find yourself scrolling Pinterest looking for capsule wardrobes and outfit ideas? Do you walk into your closet hoping for an easy wardrobe solution only to feel frustrated and frumpy when nothing looks or feels like you want it to? Hey there, I'm Stacey. I'm a busy homeschooling mom juggling life, business, and struggling with autoimmune disease. Just like you, I felt overwhelmed and frustrated with my closet and wished I had an easy to put together wardrobe that reflected who I am on the inside, the woman that God is constantly refining. But I just could not figure out how to have easy mornings and authentic style until I found the power of color analysis and capsule wardrobes. In this podcast, you'll find how to wear and use your best colors, a proven framework to create an easy closet full of clothes you love, and how to do it all in a way that honors who God created you to be so that frumpy fashion doesn't get in the way of your faith and mission. So put in your favorite earrings, swipe on some lipstick, and let's get dressed. Hey there, sister. This is usually the part of the episode where I tell you what's going on, what the latest new thing is that we're doing. I tell you about a program or how you can get connected, but I am on maternity leave. So if you would like to connect with me, the team at Radiantly Dressed, work on your style, I have a couple different ways that you can join in even while I'm on maternity leave to get you moving forward in your personal style journey. Number one, please join the free Facebook community we have. It is wonderful. We have over 1,000 amazing members inside. That's at christianstylecommunity.com. Number two, if you're really struggling with your self-image and how you feel about yourself, and you're ready to learn to love what you see in the mirror and move forward confidently with your day in a style that suits you, then I invite you to join the Radiant by Design membership. It's only $7 a month. You will get all kinds of amazing course content, mindset work, biblical mindset work, and just really begin to learn who you are in God's eyes. And that is at radiantbydesigncollective.com. You can also get connected by following any of the links below this episode that will lead you to free affirmations, creating a free color palette, or any of the other courses, programs, and digital products that I offer. I can't wait to see the radiant woman that you'll become over the next few months. Hello. Happy Monday. I am working on trying to move these videos closer to the front of the week. So hopefully this will be the start of me doing them on Mondays and sometimes Tuesdays. Probably around this time too, because it's nap time and this is when I can escape without any small people harming themselves. So today, I have a lot on my mind right now, but I'm going to try to focus in on what this is supposed to be about today. So today I want to talk about wardrobe essentials because we did this a few weeks ago in the Radiant by Design membership. We have weekly challenges over there, a little bit different from the daily challenges in the free group. We have weekly theme challenges, and this is just a little bit different because instead of changing it every single day, it really gives you a chance to focus on just the one challenge and kind of dig into that so that you can experiment with it a couple different ways and maybe learn it a little bit deeper, the process a little bit deeper so that you can just explore these different wardrobe challenges, style challenges in a different way. And so I believe it was about a month ago, I think, we did a wardrobe essentials challenge, which brought up, the questions of, what are wardrobe essentials? And so I wanted to address this today. I wanted to talk about wardrobe essentials in a new way, actually. So I'm going to be sharing with you 5 wardrobe essentials that every single woman, no matter what, needs to have in her closet. And you might be shocked at the things that I'm going to say. But I can guarantee you there will not be a chambray shirt in here. If you've heard my chambray story, maybe I'll tell it at the end if you haven't for you again. But let's jump right in to the 5 things that every woman needs to have in her closet. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments and I will answer them towards the end of the video. So just drop them there and let me know what you have or what you think. So the first essential thing that every woman needs to have in her closet, non-negotiable, is clothes. And maybe you thought I was going to say something really revelatory here, but no, honestly, you have to have clothes in your closet. And the reason I say this like this, so tongue in cheek, is because number one, we have to get dressed. Thank you, Eve, for making the fig leaf no longer in style. I'm sure some of us would be perfectly content to be naked all the time, and others of us are very glad that we have clothes. But the reality is, you have to get dressed, right? You have to get dressed. You have to dress to society's standards. And I know that they can be different around the world in different cultures, but you have to get dressed. But the way I say that you have to have clothes is because, yes, you have to have clothes because you have to get dressed. But you don't need a ton of clothes. You need clothes that are just right for you. And really, you only need one really good basic outfit, to be honest. If you love V-neck t-shirts and skinny jeans, you only need some V-neck t-shirts and skinny jeans, and maybe some different completer pieces when it's cold or you want to add layers. But really, you don't need anything specific. There is no wardrobe essential that your closet needs. You don't need a button-up shirt. You don't need a cocktail dress. You don't need any of these things unless you, individual person I'm talking to right now, need that thing. And this is the truth of what a wardrobe essential really, really is, right? It's something that's essential to you and your wardrobe that works with your body, your personal style, your lifestyle, all of these factors, right? And the truth is that no one can tell you what your essentials are. Only you can determine what they are. For me, a wardrobe essential is multiple dresses. I have 3 or 4 different styles of dresses. I wear them on repeat, and that is an essential for me in my closet. Cardigans, also an essential thing for my closet. Blazers, absolutely not essential. I know that if you were to go to Pinterest or any of these visual platforms and type in wardrobe essentials or capsule wardrobe, you're going to get an image that has these things. And the truth is that those things don't work for everybody. Those different essential items, those lists of essential items, they don't suit everybody's body. They don't suit everybody's taste. They don't suit everyone's lifestyle. And so there really is no list of essentials that I can tell you to get because you have to find this out for yourself. The second thing that I want to share with you, essential things that every woman needs. And by now you probably realize this is not going to be your basic wardrobe essentials video or lesson. It's going to be something different. Wardrobe essentials that every woman needs. The second thing is shoes. Again, you can't go out in public barefoot. Do y'all remember those signs? No shirt, no shoes, no service. I hardly ever see those anymore. Maybe because everyone wears shoes. I don't really know. But I remember those when I was growing up. You know, it's one of those things like you had to wear clothes and you had to wear shoes to go out in public. And when it comes to shoes, there you can get a little more specific here, especially because shoes can have so much personality. They can be such a different way to elevate plain basics in your wardrobe if you have them. But I will say when it comes to shoes, I would say at minimum, you probably need 4 pair of shoes in your life. If you don't have 4, at least, you're probably missing a few. I am not going to tell you which 4 to buy, what is essential for you. I will say that for most people, 1 pair of casual shoes and 1 pair of dress shoes is going to be fairly essential. And I'm not going to tell you what kind of dress shoes to have either because you have feet that have their own issues. Maybe your feet are perfectly fine and you can wear whatever you want, like I was in my 20s and I wore heels every day. But that time has gone and we have left that period. And my feet can handle flats all day long. But I do love to wear slip-on sneakers around the house, and I can wear a wedge. That's about as high of a heel as I can go without feeling like I'm going to break something or drop a child or have a terrible catastrophe happen with my shoes. So 1 casual pair, 1 dressy pair, at minimum, pretty essential in your closet. The third thing I want to say here that every woman needs to have is accessories. And these can be so different, right? This can be different types of jewelry like earrings, necklaces, bracelets could be your thing. You could wear a brooch. Those are not as quite as in style, but they really do add a lot to your outfit. They give a lot of sparkle and shine and can share a lot of personality. And speaking of personality, that's really what accessories do for your wardrobe. That's why it's essential because it allows you to showcase who you are, right? It allows you to be honest and forthcoming about the things that you love, the things that make you happy. It's a good place to showcase colors. It's a good place to showcase habits. It's a great place to let you come through, especially if you are looking at different essentials, right? And you have maybe a lot of neutrals in your closet and you just want to add some pizzazz. Accessories really let you go that extra mile and do that. So think about things like jewelry, like I mentioned, scarves. What else? That's pretty much the two quick ones. Different completer pieces, if they're really interesting, can be accessories. You could even go with some occasionally statement items of clothing can sort of be an accessory, especially if they don't match well with lots of other things in your closet. It almost functions like a special accessory. So having said that, I'm going to move on now and share two last things, two essentials that every woman needs to have in your closet. The next one on here is a cohesive color scheme. I don't know about you, and I don't know where you're at with your closet planning and your closet structure and your wardrobe building, but if you're walking into your closet and it looks like a rainbow of lots of different colors and lots of different shades of colors, you don't have a cohesive color scheme. And this causes a lot of problems because it's hard to make your clothes match each other when you have too many colors in your closet. And I will be really upfront with you and tell you that once upon a time, I did not like this idea of having a super cohesive color scheme because I wanted all the colors and I wanted all the variety because I could not imagine the thought of being locked in, right? I was so afraid of boredom that I was afraid to commit to a smaller color scheme, to creating that in my own closet. And once I got over that, once I focused on doing that and creating that color scheme, things changed so much. I was able to really focus on building the wardrobe I actually wanted. Because instead of spending $20 here and $20 on there on random pieces of clothing, I was able to take my money, save it for a little bit, invest in pieces that really were high quality, well made, in colors that actually suited me and actually made me feel great. And I didn't need a ton of variety because everything I had I loved. I don't need now 50 different colors and 50 different styles because I'm sure of what I want and I'm sure of what I love, and I don't need to go down those rabbit holes. But the best way to start with this is a cohesive color scheme. I always talk about starting with color because it is the best place to start because it's the one thing that you can do that doesn't require a ton of knowledge that will take your wardrobe super far, super fast too. So you can do so much with it. You can use it to buy new things. You can use it to declutter your wardrobe, but honing in on those colors, really getting honest with yourself about what neutrals you really like, picking about 4 neutrals, picking some signature colors, 2 or 3 of those, and then choosing a couple accent colors throughout the year really helps you hone in, focus, and have a closet that is beautiful when you walk in the door because it is so cohesive and just really suits you. The very last thing I want to say here is that every woman should have in her closet. This isn't really something you could put in your closet, although theoretically, I guess you could print this information off and put it on the wall in your closet, which would probably do you good, honestly, or put it on your mirror at least, right? Is to either have style goals or have a defined sense of style. Um, and there are these quizzes you can take online that'll tell you, like, what's my style type? I don't recommend those because they're just going to give you some words, and the words don't really tell you anything if you don't know what to do with them, right? And so, one of the things that we do, we've done this in the intensive, and I've done this in a workshop once before, and you'll also find this information it's in the roadmap and it's also in the membership. So you can get it in any of those places, right? It's there for you to get the information, to watch the deep dive video on this, to really work on honing your own. But essentially, you want to come up with words or concepts that define how you want to be seen. So these are words that, and it's not just, you don't just throw some random words together. This is a bigger concept. This is like a bucket that holds all these words that express how you want to be seen, how you want to be perceived, how you want to communicate yourself to other people. This very intentional way of showing up, how you look in the world, and communicating to other people. And so once you have a bunch of these words all jumbled together, you come up with a 1-word concept, which becomes your style goal. And I usually recommend coming up with 3 of these. If you need help, if you want more, like I said, the roadmap and the Radiant by Design membership. Wow, I forgot the name of my own program for a minute. The Radiant by Design membership, both of those teach this concept. In the membership, you can get help. The roadmap is a do-it-yourself product. But having a defined sense of style will help you, just like color does in your closet. It gives you a lighthouse, really, for your style, for honing in, for finding what works for you, and for having cohesiveness through everything. Style goals and having a defined sense of style will do the same exact thing. It gives you that yes/no box to check when it comes to the things that you wear, the things that you buy, the things that you decide to keep or donate. It just gives you parameters. And I've talked about this before, but limits set us free when it comes to our clothing. I know it's hard for some people to think about that because you are probably like I used to be, and you're like, I just need all the variety. And the truth is, there are still a few areas in my closet, shoes, where I still like that variety. And so I let myself have it. But it doesn't need to be every piece of your wardrobe. You don't need 100 shirts and 100 pair of pants and 100 dresses and 100 pair of shoes and 50 pairs of earrings and 600 scarves. Like, you don't need variety in everything, right? Like, there may be one or two areas where you really feel like it's important to you, but you don't need it everywhere. What you really need is a honed in, truly sense of who you are, what makes you happy, the clothes that are essential to you, the shoes that work for your lifestyle and your feet if they're super picky and they hurt all the time, accessories that showcase your personality and make you interesting and different and unique, because you already are those things. So let's just be those things, right? Let's show up and let's be unique, and let's let our accessories show that. You do need a cohesive color scheme. You need to walk in and know that the colors work together and that they work for you. And you need to have a defined sense of your own style. And this is my wrap up on essentials, right? There's no chambray shirt here. Me and the chambray shirt, right? That was one of those things that I tried over and over and over again. I think about 3 of these shirts in different styles, different colors of chambray, trying to fit myself into that, that square peg into that round hole, right? Because it was an essential. And I obviously needed to have it because it was essential, because I've got to follow the rules and I've got to do this perfect. And my wardrobe has to be perfect, right? It's never perfect, by the way. But I kept chasing this concept. And finally, I realized this is just not for me. This isn't even a maybe or a nice to have. Like, it's definitely not an essential. And that moment for me was the one where I realized where there just really aren't wardrobe essentials. You can't really peg this concept down into anything. There is no essential, really. So other than getting dressed, like, you can't show up naked and bare feet, apparently. Those are the essentials. But okay, so let's check some comments here. Oh, I miss my Calso Earth shoes. So talking about, that's one of your essentials that you absolutely have to have. See, that's the thing. Identifying things that are truly essential for you. Like, I really want this. I totally miss it if I don't have it. It's really important to me to have in my wardrobe. And it may not make sense to anybody else, right? But it makes sense for you because it's perfect for you. Mind blowing when I had pieces I hadn't purchased together but worked together because I'd made my palette. Yes, yes. Making that color palette, because you can buy things all the time, like all the time. Please don't buy things all the time. You can buy things at different times. You can shop in different seasons, right? And because you have that color palette, it just gives you, like I said, it's a lighthouse. These things, these fundamental ideas about style, about color, defining your style goals. When you get really deeper, like we get deeper, much more deeper in the intents as far as like really honing in on body shape and essence and things like that. But when you really start to understand those things about yourself, it helps you to identify what is essential for you. Oh, I love this brand, Cute and Company. They discontinued. Let me tell you something. This isn't just about clothes, by the way, and shoes. I hate it when brands discontinue things. This happens to me with food. Here's a little like random tangent for Stacey. This happens to me with food all the time. I have so many different food sensitivities, and I look long and hard for things that just make my life easier and they taste good. And then I find them and I fall in love with them. And then all of a sudden, the store no longer carries them, and then I can find them nowhere. It's heartbreaking. So I totally understand where you're coming from with this feeling of your shoes being discontinued. So yeah. But I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was a little tongue-in-cheek, kind of funny, but also serious, because if you're stuck thinking that there are wardrobe essentials, there's some essential thing that you need in your closet, I can promise you there's not. Like, there's no perfect wardrobe out there. There's no capsule wardrobe image that you're going to get everything and then suddenly your life is going to make sense, right? Because that's not what style is about. It's not about being cookie cutter. It's not about being like everyone else. It's not about collecting things or curating some kind of perfect, ideal wardrobe because it doesn't exist in that capacity. It only exists the way that you define it. And you have to do the work to define it. And having said that, if you want some help, if you want to do the work, I would invite you to join the Radiant by Design membership. It is only $7 a month. There is so much crazy content in there, guys. There's a lot of stuff about, transforming your mind and renewing your heart, but there's also some amazing stuff about colors and style and creating a capsule wardrobe with all kinds of templates. And so there's just a ton of stuff in there to help you out. I could never find myself in these capsule wardrobe recommendations. I know, right? Like, who are they even for? And as somebody who does this on the back end side, like, I understand, right? You're trying to create something, you're trying to create something on one hand that looks visually stimulating, especially if you're going to put it on Pinterest and you happen to run a business because, that's a business thing. On the other hand, like, who even makes these rules up? People who are living, I don't know, maybe they have 9-to-5 jobs in the city, right? Is that you? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And even if it is you, do you love neutrals? Do you love beige and black? Like, do you want to wear beige and black all the time? Maybe you do and maybe you don't. But the thing is, they're not unique and they're not individualized. They're just a standard guideline made up by somebody who has some ideas about what's essential. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great Monday. I enjoyed coming and showing up and talking about non-essential items essentially in your wardrobe. Oh, look, there's essential again. And maybe next time I talk about color, we'll play a game called How Many Times Does Stacey Say Cohesive? Because I know I say that word all the time and I talk about it in different ways in our wardrobe, but it's one of my favorite words because if I could leave you with nothing else today, just let it be cohesive. Cohesive not only in the way it looks and the way it's styled, but in the fact that it is cohesive with who you are, the person that you are, the individual that you are, the beautiful woman that God created you, perfectly unique, like nobody else on earth, right? Just let that person shine because that's the person we all want to meet and want to talk to and want to get to know. Y'all have a good one.
Hey there, gorgeous. Before you go, if this episode inspired you and helped you to feel more confident, I'd love for you to leave me a written review on Apple Podcasts. Second, hop on over and join the free Facebook group at christianstylecommunity.com, where you'll find Jesus-loving women just like yourself learning about style and building a dream wardrobe. Get dressed, be radiant.